We go.
Childhood shows itself to me through belted Hannah Montana songs, skinny jeans, grass stains, and endless water fights. Childhood shows itself to me through imaginary places in the Wild West or prestigious castles. My small backyard is where childhood was shown through to me. My backyard was a battlefield, yet also a home. It was the window to what is beyond me, a classroom where I learned some of my greatest life lessons, like community and lessons of bravery. I learned lessons of community through the endless amount of neighborhood kids, cousins, family, friends that came into that backyard in the sandbox to play with us. We fought, cried, and exchanged many "I'm not your friends anymore, I'm not your cousin anymore," and many other petty fights that we got over in minutes, even though it seemed like the end of the world at the time. I had one cousin in particular that would storm up pretty much every single day after a game of family or fairies and pout at her house while only staying there for a few minutes before she wandered back over next door because, again, just was a petty fight. We forgave, loved, and appreciated each other's uniqueness. It was always my role to come up with the story of the game that we would play, my sister to collect all the materials that we would need, and our friends or our family to build the house or whatever was the center of our game that day. We all had different roles, but we learned to appreciate each other for the different strengths that we had and the different ways that we could all contribute to each other. I also learned lessons of bravery. We faced many physical and relational trials during these endless worlds of imagination in this small backyard. Whether it was 2-inch splinters, broken bones, black eyes, or trips to the ER for urgent need of stitches, for which I have many scars to testify to, we were faced with these trials that forced us to be brave in many ways. We were taught to press past pain and recognize the consequences for our actions. We were also faced with many other trials, such as heights, encounters with wild animals, including rattlesnakes, and other strenuous hikes around the countryside. While these lessons could be taught in a classroom, they stick with us because we were thrown into the reality of the challenges that we faced. The challenges taught us lessons because we were forced to overcome them to survive and to thrive as playing as children, but also to survive in ways that kept us safe. While I often reflect on these stories for the epic highs and lows that they gave us and the stories, I more often depend on the lessons that I learned from them. So childhood shows itself to me through all of these ways to this day. Through Hannah Montana songs, still getting hurt more than I should, and also to continue to press into themes of community and bravery as well.
Nothing like a good backyard. All right. Language resources.
Okay, so repetition was like childhood shows itself to me through. I had that 3 times. And then I had metaphors through like the Wild West and the castles in the beginning. And then when I said it was like a battlefield, felt
Okay.
similar. And then when I said that they could be taught in the classroom, but they had more impact because we were going to, that was like
Okay. That'll do it. Okay. I've got the other one. Okay. Let's see. Introduction. Um, the hook is almost there. The thesis is good. Well, then you jump into it, so there really is not much of a preview of what's coming up.
like lessons of community and bravery.
Right. The delivery's pretty good too. You are clasping your hands. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, but then you let go and you do this, and then they go back together. So uh, you don't need to tie yourself up like that. The conclusion. Okay, let's end on a memorable note here. That's just waiting for something. I mean, there's how many people have talked about their backyards or childhood or where there's tons of stuff out there. Find one of those and end this with that because this deserves that. How old were you, by the way, when that picture was taken?
Um, like I had a really early birth. So I was like taller than everyone for like
Yeah.
my whole childhood. And then I stopped growing. Like I have probably grown an inch since then.
Just looked like four little girls having fun.
Yeah, those are my cousins. They live next door, so we always play together.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Well, thank you. And Audrey, you are up.